Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Physical Media tonight on a Wednesday night. We're here to we're here to rank boutiques and we're here to rank boutiques and studio labels. That's what we're here to do tonight. My top 10 of 2024. Oh my goodness. Look guys, what's going on? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know in the chats. Things are looking bright tonight. Let me see if I can tone things down a bit. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know. Please. There's 101 people in here. Somebody let me know. All right. Oh, get out of here. Not you guys. I'm talking to this app. I'm trying to get on to decrease my brightness. All right. How you guys doing tonight? What have y'all been doing? How's your week been? What have y'all been watching? There we go. Looks very bright. All right, there you go. Let's see. Yep, we can hear. Awesome. You guys can hear me okay. You guys can hear me okay. Uh, Parb Hat says Kino first, Arrow second, VS third. Will that be my list? It might. It could. It's very possible. Let me go back up to the top, guys. Yeah, how y'all doing tonight? What have y'all been watching? You know, there's a lot of physical media coming out right now. Have you guys watched your Kill Bill 4Ks yet? Your Jackie Brown 4Ks? Are they delayed by Amazon? I've heard some people having trouble getting those in. They were delayed by Amazon. Did you order them from the Lionsgate Limited website? Have you got them? Have you watched them? What did you think? My reviews are out there. My thoughts are out there. What did you guys think? Let me know, or let me know what else you've been watching. You've been watching in the chat. We got Maria here. What's up, Maria? 7 Digibook and waiting for the Substance 4K. I want to get I do wanna get the Substance 4K, um, but I might just get the Blu-ray. I might get the Blu-ray, and I'm gonna tell you why. I've talked about this before, but I feel like there's a better edition of that coming. I just do. I feel like Second Sight's gonna do that. So, why would I get a 4K now when I could just get the Blu-ray for 16 bucks just to have it? 'Cause I kinda maybe wanna watch it again. Um, and then I'll get the 4K with the Second Sight edition when it comes out, you know? It's just a thought. It's just a thought. Yeah, 7 Digibook, that's awesome haul, Maria. Hope you get your Substance soon. Antonis is here. Hey, Cam, what's up? What's up, Antonis? Goodfellas or The Departed? Goodfellas. I like The Departed. I don't love it like a lot of people do. You know, I got in trouble when I said that when I reviewed it. How do you not think The Departed's Martin Scorsese's best movie? Top 3 at least. I don't 'cause Martin Scorsese's made a ton of great movies, and I think that at least 10 of them are better than The Departed. My opinion, guys. I got something in my throat. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We got Kevin Kruger in here. Kevin, look, we gotta get to the point tonight. I got boutique labels, studios to rank. Um, I got stuff on the desk. My desk is crowded. I can't get into everything in the chat. I'm gonna try to get into as much as I can. Kevin Kruger, what are your top 5 favorite Tobe Hooper movie? Oh my goodness. Well, I haven't seen every Tobe Hooper movie. I know that. I know that the top 2 are probably Poltergeist and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. In what order? I'm not sure. Um, let's see. Let me look through his filmography. 'Cause I feel like he might have done some stuff that I've seen that I just don't necessarily. Alright, well, there's 4 right at the top I know I've seen. Um, director, Let's see. Tobe Hooper. I mean, number 1 for me, honestly, like, if I'm being, like, honest, like, really honest, it's I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I do, but, like, I just Poltergeist is just really special, for now some people would argue, they'd be like, "Well, that's Steven Spielberg helped him, what is that's not a true Tobe Hooper movie," but I don't know, if his name's on it, he directed it, so if we're going by those rules, like, Poltergeist would be I like Poltergeist a little bit more than I like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But number 2 would be Texas Chainsaw Massacre, number 3 would be Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, um, let's see, I guess number 4 would be Life Force, I mean, I like Life Force quite a bit, and then number 5 would be the Salem's Lot, TV movie. Other than that, I don't know how many more of his other films I've seen. I haven't seen The Mangler, um, I haven't seen any of his later stuff, any of that stuff, um so, yeah, I and Funhouse, I'm not a big fan of, so I definitely wouldn't put that on there. I haven't seen Eaten Alive either. So, yeah, I think that's a good top 5. I think that's a good top 5. It's, number 5 would be Salem's Lot, number 4 would be Life Force, 3 TCM 2, 2 TCM, and then 1 Poltergeist. What would you say is the saddest movie you ever saw? Oh, man, that's a tough one. Um That's a tough one to think of. I mean, the one that popped in my head was, The Green Mile. I think that movie's kinda depressing, the ending. Um, Whereas Shawshank, because I always compare them in my mind, Shawshank ends on more of, like, an uplifting note, whereas Green Mile is a little bit more down, a little bit more sad. So I would say Green Mile off the top of my head. It's a pretty sad ending, for sure. Pretty depressing ending, to be honest. I don't know if it's the saddest movie I ever saw, like, we're saying, like, sad, like, all throughout. I don't know. I don't know. What is the best Kino 4K? Um, the best Kino 4K? My goodness, Kevin. That has to be, um trying to think of a really good Kino 4K. Or Crybaby, probably Crybaby. I think that's the best 4K they've done. Picture quality, special features, all of it. Let's see. How many films do you have in your collection? 4K, Blu-ray, DVD, etc. Um, a lot. I haven't counted in a while. That's a goal for this year. I should have put that on my goals last week to count my collection, also catalog it in some kind of an app. But I'd say I'm somewhere 4,000, 4,500 range, somewhere in that range. Somewhere in that range. 40-year-old virgin, Kevin. 40-year-old virgin. What's up, Adrian? Hey, yo, Adrian. Charlie says he's new to the channel and what your favorite movie is. For the longest time ever since high school, mine was Aliens, but now it's Back to the Future. Well, Back to the Future's up there. It's in my top 3, but um, right now, the last time I did like a ranking was like 5 years ago, and I did it on Instagram. I didn't even do it on YouTube. It was Empire Strikes Back. That was my favorite. I mean, I grew up loving Star Wars, and that's the best Star Wars movie. I've kind of gone a little cold on Star Wars over the years, with at least the last like 5 years or so, 4 or 5 years. So I don't know if I revised my list, like if Empire Strikes Back would still be there, or if it would just be there anyway, just because it holds a special place in my heart. Um, I don't know. Back to the Future is still up there though, and that's a movie that remains unaltered because nobody's messed with it. Like they don't let any Robert Zemeckis, Bob Gale, they're not letting anybody touch it, remake it, any of that crap. So it just feels more pure, because it hasn't been messed with. So I don't know. Back to the Future might be number 1 if I redid it. Also E.T. I'm a big fan of E.T. That's up there too. That's up there for sure. But thanks for asking the question, Charlie, and welcome to the channel. I asked myself one time if I was trapped in quarantine or a desert island, but quarantine sounds more fitting these days. What one movie would I have? And Back to the Future 1. Nice. Yeah, I mean, it's infinitely rewatchable, so I get that. Maria, what's up, Maria? 7 4K and Drag Me to Hell 4K look really good. I bet they do. I bet Drag Me to Hell does look really good. I didn't get that one. Should I get the Steelbook? Is that what you got, Maria? Because that Steelbook just got announced. Maybe I should get the Steelbook. Let's see. Somebody asked, is the Henry Danger movie getting a physical release or not? Because Nickelodeon not putting out some movies. I don't know anything about Henry Danger. Whatever your name is. Hey, Ken, did you see Robert Eggers is? What's up, Mitch? Did you see Robert Eggers is going to take on a werewolf film? I did. I need to see his vampire film first before I get excited for the werewolf film. But I love Robert Eggers. I've really enjoyed everything he's done. I mean, The Witch is probably my favorite horror movie in the 21st century. I freaking love that movie. Lighthouse, I love more and more every time I watch it. I didn't like it when I first saw it, but I love more and more every time I watch it. And Northman was really solid. I can't say I loved it, but it was a solid film. It's a different kind of film for Eggers, but he captures like time periods unlike anybody else, in my opinion. So I'm all for him doing 13th century werewolf movie. I'm sure it'll be great. Again, I still need to see Nosferatu. I'm excited to watch it when I get a chance. Will 4K discs ever go extinct? Well, what do you mean by extinct? Like they're like, I mean, as far as extinct, I mean, someday everybody's going to go extinct. We're all going to go extinct. All of our stuff's going to go extinct. Our homes are going to go extinct. Like at some point, everything will go extinct. So to say ever go extinct, yeah. I mean, the short answer, yes, everything's going to go extinct at some point. In the short term, we're talking 40, 50 years, 30 years. I mean, they're going to be around. They're going to be in my collection, unless I just decide to sell everything, which is possible, but they'll be somewhere. I don't see them being burnt like in mass and just all of them gotten rid of. Now, if you're talking like, will they be for sale still in a few years? I don't know. We may have 5, we may have 10 years left, we may have 15, we may have 20. Who's to say? Who's to say? Who's to say? What was the very first movie you saw in your life? I don't know. I don't know if the earliest memories I have watching movies, The Little Mermaid, I saw in theaters. I remember watching E.T. very young. I remember watching Neverending Story very young. So those are like my earliest memories, I think, watching like movies. Of course, like the Disney classics like Peter Pan, Robin Hood. Aladdin came later when I was a little bit older, but like Rescuers Down Under, like that was one. Rescuers, like those type of movies. I wasn't big on like sleep, I guess because I was a boy and I just didn't like the princess stuff, but I didn't love watching like Snow White or Sleeping Beauty. I like Little Mermaid though. I did like Little Mermaid, but I didn't like the more traditional like princess stories, I guess. I liked watching Robin Hood. I liked watching what did I say? Robin Hood and what was the other one? Oh, Peter Pan. I love Peter Pan. I watch that all the time. The cartoon. Terrifier 3 documentary. Oh, are we getting that? Oh, sure, we're getting that. After all the special editions come out, they couldn't put it on their freaking Umbrella release. My goodness. What are your top 5 Kevin Kruger questions from 2024? I like the actor questions. I like the year questions. Those are pretty fun. So I'd say those. I don't know if I can put it in the top 5. Someone put a quarter in the slot and start the show, said Michelle. We're here. The quarter has been put in, and the jukebox of Ken is a moving. There's 176 people in here. Why the hell is there 176 people? Are y'all not tired of me yet? I make a video every single day. You guys are still in here? You guys are incredible. I love every single one of you. Every single one of y'all. You're not sick of me yet. I've been here for over 5 years making content every day, every damn day. And you guys aren't sick of me yet. It's beautiful. I love it. Thank you all. Thank you all. Some people did leave though. They're like, oh my God, this guy, he's on something tonight. LFL 83 says Lionsgate Limited cuts out the middleman and doubles the price. While Lionsgate Amazon limited editions are cheaper, IIP, the Best Buy Lionsgate. Hey man, I feel you. Yeah, I mean, it's been a gradual Lionsgate Limited did not double the price, um, because the price of pretty much through all of 2024 was 35. When it went to Walmart, when it went to Amazon, like that's when it went up. And it went up probably because of Lionsgate. Um, from what I heard, Lionsgate did not like the price point that Best Buy was pricing their steelbooks. So when they got the opportunity to have a say so in their pricing, they upped the prices. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. You know, maybe that's wrong, maybe that's not. I don't know. So I do think it's Lionsgate's fault, and that's why they remain the price that they are on their own website. Um, I just think they're trying to create like super premium, really nice stuff. And some of the stuff that Lionsgate does isn't cheap, commissioning artists and things like that. Um, I don't know. Like I 35 would be a good price point for me. I think 40 is a little too high. I do think 40 is a little bit too high. 35, I don't have a problem paying. I just bought the Snowpiercer Steelbook and I bought Stir of Echoes Steelbook. I don't mind paying that for a really nice Steelbook with a slip cover. You have both the 4K and the Blu-ray. I mean, some companies aren't giving you that nowadays. New features, old features. I don't have a problem paying that. Again, they're nice Steelbooks. They're nice quality. But I do think 40 is, I don't know, there's just a difference. 35 to 40, there's a massive difference in my head. Like it was the same thing with the Marvel Steelbooks. Like when they went from 35 to 30, 39, I think it was like 38.99. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't, that's just too high. So I get it. I totally get it. But it didn't jump from 20 to 40 when Lionsgate Limited started, I guess is what I'm trying to say. What's up, Movie Hunter 2020? I know you're going to get every single Lionsgate Steelbook. You're a Steelbook guy. Ken, is there a genre of film you're going to try exploring more this year? Yes, I do. Every year, my goal is to explore kung fu movies more, just Asian cinema in general. Nobody likes it when I say just kung fu because not every movie in Hong Kong is kung fu. I get that, but I want to dive into my Shawscope stuff. Want to dive into some more of these Eureka releases that I'm being sent. And that is a goal. If I only watch like 10 of those movies, I want to at least get some kind of a foothold into that genre in 2025. Cauldron Films, Houses of Doom is definitely a top favorite for me. Nice. That was a good one. That was a good one. I didn't get it, but I could tell it was a good one. I could tell. Would be the top boutique of 2025, regardless of the price of the 4K Steelbook. Got to get the Jackie Brown 4K Steelbook. I must own my collection. Yeah. I mean, I reviewed the Jackie Brown 4K Steelbook. Was it last Thursday? Very positive on that. I think it's a nice Steelbook. I really do. But the transfer on Jackie Brown, if you didn't watch my review, that transfer is fantastic. Like that is a mind-blowing restoration. So freaking good. Looks just as good as Reservoir Dogs did. If you had Reservoir Dogs, if you like the way that looks on 4K, you'll love Jackie Brown. Jackie Brown looks incredible on 4K, in my opinion. Kill Bills, probably the best they've ever looked, but it's watch my reviews on those. It's heads or tails on if those are worth the upgrade or not. It just matters your own personal taste, your own personal setup, what you value in your upgrades. Do they have to be massive? Are you okay with it just being a little bump in quality? But they were cool Steelbooks too. So it is what it is. Nick is here from Spain. It's almost 4 a.m. here. He set his alarm so he could watch my live stream. Wow, that is commitment, Nick, and I appreciate that. Is it true that Lionsgate is releasing Scream 4 and 4K? Paramount doesn't have the rights. I've heard that if somebody's going to release Scream 4 and 4K, it's going to be Lionsgate, which would be cool. I don't know if they would make that a Lionsgate limited. I feel like they would probably try to make that wide everywhere. Amazon, Walmart's on the Lionsgate Limited website, maybe all three. Who knows? I don't know if they'll ever do that, if they'll put it on their Lionsgate Limited and put it on Amazon. A lot of questions I still have with Lionsgate Limited. But yeah, Scream 4. Hopefully we get that. Hopefully we get that this year. Oh my goodness, I hit my computer. Jorge is here. I have not seen Nosferatu. Thank you, Michelle. God, I haven't even gotten to the star of the show yet. Remember the frog spot? Thank you, Master. Finally got the 4K Terrifier from Umbrella, and I'm still waiting on that myself. and watching the movie right now. First time watch, this movie's wild. Terrifier is really wild. It has a really wild scene in it too. I like Terrifier. I like my rewatch of that quite a bit. Um, I think Terrifier 2 is the best film of those 3, but I don't know. I think Terrifier is like my second favorite, and then I'd put Terrifier 3 at number 3. But I like them all. I'm a big fan now. I'm a big fan. No, I didn't. But well, here's the thing. Like, yeah, Ray Harryhausen, I know who that is and everything, but like that was the only one I watched was Jason and the Argonauts. So to get everything else that was probably in that box set, I probably haven't seen. There are a few classics sprinkled here and there that I grew up with just because we had it. It was on VHS. We had the copy. I think I did have a VHS tape of Jason and the Argonauts. Um, I don't know how we acquired it, how it got into my house, but it got in my house, my rotation, and I watched Jason and the Argonauts like all the time growing up. So I probably would like those other films, to be honest. But I am really excited about Jason and the Argonauts for sure. It was that and Clash of the Titans. Clash of the Titans used to freak me out. The Medusa scene. Let's see. As a Canadian, a look longing at how readily American collectors can get boutique releases. I'm sorry, Sheldon. I'm sorry. Sorry. Big Phil, what's up, man? LFL Echo. Oh, we have an echo again. Longtime viewer, first time chiming in. We love your work. Just ordered Incubus based off your review. Awesome, Charles. Thank you so much for commenting and saying that. Yeah, I did drop my review for Incubus starring William Shatner earlier today, so you can go check that out. And yeah, it was that was a wild movie. That was a wild movie. But yeah, go check out that review if you haven't already. We got John Doe Juggalo here. Hey Ken, hope you're well this week. Super cold. It is. I woke up this morning, I looked at my phone, -1, and I was like, holy crap, what am I gonna do? And I bundled up. I wore like 3 layers to work this morning. I don't like being cold. I used to work in a freezer. I used to pick like hamburger meat, French fries, and stuff like that. I worked in a food distribution warehouse for Burger King and Subway pretty much all through my 20s. And I worked in the freezer primarily. So I'd just be like throwing cases all night. And ever since then, since I got out of there, I hate being cold. Like I hate it. Like I got some kind of trauma working in there all them years. Um, but yeah. What's up, Danny? Adrian. Oh, is my audio funky? Great. Now people are saying my audio's funky, and I'm already so far down in the chat. See, I plugged in my mic. I don't know. If it's funky, I'm sorry. If it's funky, I'm sorry. Oh, now people are saying my audio's going in and out. Wow. I'm scrolling all the way down to see what you guys are saying. We can hear you very well, says Patrick. Okay. Take the fishbowl off your head. Is there a fishbowl on my head? All right, let me go check my mic real quick and I'll be back. Goodness gracious. It's probably not registering that it's plugged in. If it's not, I'll try to back out and then get back in. But I can check my sound when I'm not live on here. I'll be back. All right, so I just checked and it sounded good to me. So I don't know what you guys are talking about. So I apologize. I apologize. But yeah, it sounded normal to me. It sounded normal. How many black t-shirts do I own? A few. A few. Pretty much all I have. Nice. All right, so it's clear now. Yeah, I don't know why I was rough in the beginning. Might have just been me. You know, I'm always rough in the beginning. That's what happens. What's up, Don? What's up, 4K Media guy? Bought Batman Returns Steelbook for $40 on Amazon, but it didn't say it was UK release. Returned and got 4 films of 4K. Nice. Yeah, that would probably be all that's left is the UK release of that. That's been out for a long time. Just picked up a copy of Lone Survivor. Found a Goodwill on Blu-ray. Nice. Those little finds of Goodwill on Blu-ray. Those are nice. Those are nice. Nice. Glad you enjoyed it, Brent. Great. Glad you enjoyed it. What's up, Steve? Let's see. I haven't watched them yet. The Kill Bills are not much better, so I don't know. I have Cherry 2000. I watched that a couple of years ago. I know that was a new Kino release, but that was just like a re-release. They released that like a few years ago, or probably like 10 years ago. But I picked it up, I think 2 or 3 years ago. But yeah, I watched it. It was okay. It was a pretty decent. What's that? Melanie Griffith is in that, right? That's a good post-apocalyptic movie. Walmart does suck, 4K Media guy. They do. You know, he knows. He feels the pain. You know, me and 4K, we used to hunt in the Walmart. There ain't no point in hunting in Walmart anymore. Every time I go in Walmart, I'm like, should I do a video? And I walk over there, I'm like, what the hell am I going to show? Like, what is this? It's just pointless. God, so pointless. It's sad. I watched Caveat tonight. It was a fine movie. Nice. I have to import. Lionsgate doesn't put out releases in Spain. Damn. Both Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 got delayed from Walmart. I'm sorry. I do apologize. I haven't had time to watch any of the Tarantino Steelbooks yet, but I've fondled them a lot. Nice. Well, watch them damn things. Rewatching Lord of the Rings extended on my new 75 mini LED TV. Nice, Sheldon. Nice. My wife and I talked about rewatching those recently because like she's a massive Lord of the Rings fan. And I'm a pretty big fan myself, but we haven't watched them in like 4 years. So I was thinking about rewatching them. Those movies are good for every once in a 5-year rewatch. Severin won the year, says Bren P. I don't know. Maybe they did. Oh, really? I haven't looked at that yet. You watched Super Vixens. Yeah, I did not add those to the collection. They were tempting, though. Best labels easily are Kino, Arrow, Vinegar Syndrome. For me, Warner and Criterion are close. Nice, Danny. Nice. Those might be on my list. They might not. Smile 2 arrived today. Snowpiercer arrived last week. And Kill Bill's films all Steelbooks. Nice. Criterion's 1/2024 says Mozart's Ghost. Oh, you like the Wild Robot? That was a great looking 4K too. That was a great 4K. Yeah, great Atmos picture quality. Yeah. Yeah, that's what a lot of people would say. That was what a lot of people are saying. Jeff says Amazon sucks, but my order of the substance and vampires have been delayed for unknown reasons. Well, vampires actually was delayed. Like that was actually delayed till February. I didn't find that out until Tuesday, but they moved it off the calendar because it wasn't delayed as of the weekend when I filmed my media report. But they delayed that to February the 11th. Now the substance I've heard is just in high demand. I don't think they made enough. They didn't anticipate because the substance, like it didn't open big. It's kind of having a little bit of a wave of popularity right now, especially since Demi won the Golden Globe. I think a lot more people are checking it out. And I think a lot more people are wanting to pick it up on physical media. So that's why I think I just don't think they made enough. They didn't anticipate it would be as popular as it was. So I think they're making more now, so that's why it's delayed. What's up, Jerison? Uh, you had a snowstorm in Texas. Damn. Damn. Yeah, we got hammered with snow like 2 weeks ago. We got the most snow I've seen in Kentucky probably since I want to say the 90s. We had a big snowstorm in the 90s. I want to say the 90s. But it was at least like 10 or 12 feet. Like it was a lot. Like I haven't shoveled so much snow in my entire adult life than I have in the past like 2 weeks. I've been out there freaking shoveling every day. It feels like because it's been snowing consistently. Like it had the big snow, and then it snowed a couple days later. Then it snowed a couple days later after that. It went off a week, and then stuff started to melt. And then over the weekend, it snowed again. Crazy. Probably the Thomas Jane one. I would guess because that's the only one I've seen. Amazon and Walmart both suck. It's pretty much what we're left with. Yeah. Well, it is and it isn't 4K media guy because we got Groove. Um, we got like Groove's a good alternative. If you haven't checked out Groove yet, definitely check them out. But also Diabolic. We got Orbits. And also if you're into the boutique stuff like Scream Factory, Vinegar Syndrome, Arrow Video, all that stuff, you can order from their sites directly if you want to. But I would recommend just for like having everything in one spot. Groove's a good place, Orbit's a good place, and Diabolic they're all three good places to order from. For sure. Last time I saw it, it was on Orbit, I think. I think I saw it on Orbit. What's up, Jim? Yeah, I've been wanting to watch Eating Alive. I do have it in the collection, but I haven't seen it. Yeah, he did. He did. He did. Saddest is Terms of Endearment. Best and worst of the Bloodsport and Kickboxer films. I don't know what you mean by that. Naked Gun is the saddest movie I ever saw. It's pretty sad. It's pretty sad. Hello, Ken. Are you going to do a full review of Sliver? I did watch Sliver. Do you want me to give my full review of Sliver now? Where's it at? Damn it. Yeah, I'm not going to do a video review of this, but I did, because you asked, I did watch Sliver the other night, and this is a nice addition from Vinegar Syndrome right here. I think I thought this was nicer than the Keep. I thought it was nicer than the Keep. I love the slipcover. I think the slipcover is super cool. Super cool. But this is a movie with Sharon Stone and you got Billy Baldwin. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. Pretty steamy. It is an erotic thriller from 1993. I think it's the year after Basic Instinct. There are some steamy scenes with Sharon Stone and Billy Baldwin, but I don't know. I thought it was pretty intriguing. I thought it had a nice vibe to it. I like the whole like thing with the room with all the TVs and how he was kind of surveilling everybody. I thought that was a cool little angle to the story. I'm not going to say it's the most like compelling murder mystery ever. But I don't know. I was pretty like engaged the whole time, so I wasn't bored or anything. I thought it was pretty good. But the 4K did look great, and there were some great features on here. With the director talking about this film, I think there's like a 40-minute interview with him. And yeah, there's just some great stuff with this. So Vinegar Syndrome, like even if the movie's not the best, like they're gonna put their all into it and give you a great addition for it. So I don't know. I would kind of recommend Sliver. I would. I thought it was good. I thought the 4K looked great. There was great features, and the movie was decent. It was a good time. I liked it. So there's my review of Sliver. Unpopular opinion: Green Mile is better than Shawshank. I share that unpopular opinion, Michelle. I don't understand like how people could not think the Green Mile is better than Shawshank. I love Shawshank. It's great. But Green Mile is like just a masterpiece to me. Like it's just one of the greatest movies of all time. And I think the ending really kind of puts it above Shawshank. I just think it's a more real, raw ending that leaves you thinking a lot more just about life. And I don't know, I love it. I think it's great. I think it's great. Not that Shawshank's not great. Shawshank is great, but I like the Green Mile a little bit better. Kickboxer 4 is the best kind of cheese one could watch. I have not seen Kickboxer 4. I loved Kickboxer though. I really did. I liked it a lot. That's a good 4K from Kino. 12 Angry Men was a great 4K Kino too. The Mangler was good. Let's see. Sorry guys, I got to skip ahead a bit. I'm way behind. Way behind. True Romance is still sitting at number 1. I don't have Spy Kids at all. I don't have any of those movies. Those are all Robert Rodriguez, isn't it? Like, what happened to him? He just moved. He just directed Spy Kids, and after that, it was all little kid movies. After that, like, what happened to Robert Rodriguez? My goodness. New to the channel, says Big Jiggly Panda. I've been using the iCollect Movies app to catalog personally. It has a barcode scanner, which is damn lifesaver. Okay, maybe I need to try that. I'm gonna have to get one that I pay for. I cannot use Blu-ray.com. That was too difficult for me to do. I need something that's super easy. I don't care if I have to pay for it. If it's like $10 a year or something like that, I don't want to pay $10 a month or nothing. But like if it's like a yearly thing, like $15, I'll pay it. I just need something that's easy to use. Where's a good place to buy 4K Blu-ray? Can this cold snap hurt DVDs during shipping? I don't know. I think you're good. I mean, my stuff's gotten pretty cold before. Like I literally came home to my copy of Thor: Love and Thunder. It was like buried in ice, and I think Silent Night, Deadly Night, the 3 films, was also in there as well, in like an Amazon package, buried in ice, covered. They were like freezing cold, and they both played just fine. So I don't think it can. Not to say that it can't, but I don't think it can. Where's a good place to buy a 4K Blu-ray? I've already talked about that earlier, but Orbit, Diabolic, Groove.com, Amazon, Walmart, like there's several spots to buy. Several spots to buy. Yeah, of course it's aged well. I love that movie. I still love it. I watched it a couple years ago. It ages like a fine wine. I wanted to get the gift from Arrow. I might have to order that one. Hopefully it's still available. Hold on, guys. All right, sorry, I had to take myself. I'm about ready to hack up a lung over here. I got something in my throat, and it will not leave. It's just lingering there. I think it has something to do with probably the cold. I'm probably getting ready to get sick for like 3 weeks. So pray for my wife because I'm a real whiny bitch when I'm sick. Green Mile's better all around, but Shawshank has much tighter paced film. Both have great scores by Thomas Newman. Yeah, but I think the score in the Green Mile though is just amazing. I think it's a better score. I do, and I don't know, the pacing in Shawshank like is a little off in the middle for me. I don't know, it's a little off. Like I know Green Mile's longer, but that doesn't mean the pacing isn't better. Just because it's longer, I feel like the Green Mile makes good use of all of its time. Whereas Shawshank, I'm a little, disengaged about halfway through. Yeah, I need to get the gift. I need to get the gift. All right, guys, I can't get to everybody in the chat. I apologize. I'm trying to zoom forward a little bit. Of course, I like 2002 Signs. Yeah, we do need Troy on 4K. What's up, Gabriel? It's a good steelbook. I haven't watched the 4K yet. I'm hoping to soon. I haven't watched it yet, Gabriel. I haven't got it. I love Marathon Man. I think it's great. I have seen Battle Royale. I actually saw that I think in 2005. I got it. We got the DVD from like some kind of rental store in the city. Because that movie, like, people were talking about it when it came out, but that movie, I think, came out in 2000, so we saw it in 2005. But it had a legacy. Like, it had people talking about it. People were telling us about it, and we found it at this rental spot because this is before streaming and all that. And watched it, and yeah, that was a great movie. That's why I could never take the Hunger Games seriously, was that movie. I'm like, this is just a ripoff of Battle Royale. And it's like for, cheesy teenagers. So I couldn't take Hunger Games seriously at all after I watched Battle Royale. Nice. Yeah, it was a good one. It looks like a great set. Yeah, Umbrella did announce their stuff. Should I go over that? I got a lot to get into tonight. Quite a bit. Quite a bit, big Phil. Quite a bit. I got a lot of stuff to watch. Damn, CB. I'm sorry, man. Hey, Brogu. How you doing? Thank you for stopping in. Okay. Nice to hear my audio's okay now. Yeah, I don't know what was with the start then. It might have seriously been my voice. I don't know. I did order the Rumpelstiltskin 4K from TerraVision. I'm waiting on it. I'm hoping that they're going to ship it soon. Did it improve? Nice. Yeah, I get behind in the chat. That's why it's good to just catch up. What's up, Chase? How you doing, buddy? That Terminator is burning a hole in my soul. Instead of Best Buy videos, just go straight to Alliance Entertainment Distribution. I like to see that video. Are they around me? Just scored Lord of the Rings trilogy for $40 at Groove. Nice. Nice. Yeah, they had some good sales this week. They always got good sales. Like, for people like complaining about the prices, like, there are some really good prices out there. You can get a lot of this stuff for dirt cheap right now. Like, I get it. Prices have gone up for steelbooks and box sets. Certainly they have. But there's a lot. Like, if you just want the disc and the movie and the transfer, there's a lot of cheap shit out there right now. Like, there's good prices. You just got to know where to look. And Groove is a spot. Like, they are always running good sales. Yeah, it does. I give up. I give up at this point. I give up. Yeah. Yeah. They did a good job. I haven't watched it yet. I just got it, but I haven't watched it yet. Well, Demolition Man was last year, and The Cell is this year. I actually filmed my review for The Cell today, so that I'm going to try to get that out by Friday. Now, there's some controversy with that release. I just want to warn you guys, there's some controversy with that release, but we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it in the review. Really, I played mine. They worked just fine on mine. I remember playing them. The archive stuff, yeah, they worked just fine on mine. A24 has been hitting out of the park with their releases. Yeah, they're site exclusives. Yeah, Orbit DVD has the substance. Orbit DVD has the substance. Least favorite film genre. I don't know. That's tough. That's tough. I mean, probably just like cheesy romance movies, I guess. Those are the ones that my wife wants to watch it. I just have no interest, you know. Not that this is a cheesy romance movie, but also that movie with Blake Lively, like we watched that a few weeks ago. I I did not wanna watch that at all, and when we got done watching it, I was like, "I know why I didn't wanna watch this, it's because of this reason, because this movie's terrible." But we watched We Live in Time, with Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield, and I didn't like this one either. I don't know, and there was a time where I could watch stuff like this, and I would be like, "Oh, that was a really good movie," and it's like, now I don't wanna watch this crap. I don't know, it's just it doesn't do anything for me. Maybe I finally turned into a man. I don't like cheesy romance movies. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's fine. Like all these movies are fine. Like I get it, but it's like they're for, you know, I don't want to say they're for women because I'm sure there's men out there that like them, but I don't know. I mean, there was a time when like I loved the movie La La Land. And I still like in my mind like the movie a lot, but I haven't rewatched it in a while. I'm afraid if if I rewatch it, I might not like it as much anymore because I'm just not into those types of movies right now at this point in my life. Is that bad? Orbit DVD has a substance. Jackie Brown 4K April Fools. I did want to get the April Fools 4K. Also the Orca 4K. I might have to order those soon. Vampires 4K arrived for me yesterday, and Shout got to have that poster. Nice, nice. Yeah, I got the lay, but if you ordered it from Shout, you're probably going to get it early. What is your opinion on the Umbrella Terrifier Art Attack sets? I haven't got it yet, Bradley, so I can't give you my opinion. When I get it, I'll give you my opinion. I should be getting the full set. 4K Steelbook, nice. It's a nice Steelbook. It definitely is a nice Steelbook. I bought a snowblower last week, so now it won't snow for 10 years. I saw somebody using the damn snowblower. I'm like, you bastard. Why can't I have that? Because I'm not smart enough to have that. Kenny Levels versus the snow. It is snowing. I'm opening up a bunch of Arrow Video Limiteds I got from 50% on Barnes & Noble sale. These sets are just beautiful. They are. They are, Eric. What's up there, Q the movie collector? You're Saxy boy. I didn't know y'all were the same. Nice, nice. Now I know the Instagram handle to the YouTube name. Very cool. Let's see. Billy Baldwin got a nice butt. It is. It's not. It's not. It's not bad. You know, I'll be honest. I've ordered from Groove on eBay, and they have cheaper prices and deals there. Groove on eBay, huh? Sliver has that voyeur rear window body double lean to it. It does. You know, it doesn't go. You know, it's not as good. Like it's not as well made. It is a little amateurish, but I don't know. I thought it was good. I thought it was cool. When you're watching steamy scenes, does your pre-internet 12-year-old self sometimes emerge? And do you have to go excuse your what a question to ask, Manuel. No, I can handle myself. Okay. Well, that not like that. Okay. I can contain myself. All right. And just watch it for what it is. You know, watch the artistry unfold on screen. All right. God, Manuel, you're disgusting. What a question to ask me live in front of 218 people. And then you make me tell them all I handled myself. My goodness. But yeah, just opened up a Simple Plan. I'm so excited. That's a great movie. A great movie. I love that movie. You will love it too. I promise. Green Mile is great, but it's not a better made film than Shawshank. I think it is, Scuba. Okay. I think it is. So there you go. Everybody will disagree. Everybody will disagree because everybody blows Shawshank every day, and you know they don't give Green Mile no credit. Nobody ever talks about Green Mile. Nobody. It's always Shawshank. Shawshank's so great. It's so great. Should have won Best Picture, which it shouldn't have. Forrest Gump was the movie of 1994. That movie was everywhere. First off, it's a great film. Second, like it like crossed over into like mainstream pop culture. Like that was just the biggest film of that year. Like absolutely not should have Shawshank won Best Picture. Not even Pulp Fiction should have won Best Picture. The right movie won Best Picture, and it was Forrest Gump. But all that being said, I love Shawshank. I think it's a great movie. I just think Green Mile is a little bit better. I do. She did one. That would have been the movie right there. That would have been the one that everybody would have remembered. But yeah, Billy Baldwin. Not anything against Billy Baldwin, but you know, which I actually watched the Baldwin brothers in two. I actually watched two movies with the Baldwin brothers in it. I watched a Billy Baldwin movie, and then I watched an Alec Baldwin movie because I watched The Edge the other night, which is a great film that I had not seen since I was a kid, and I was happy I rewatched that. That's a great movie. Anthony Hopkins is freaking fantastic in that film, and that needs a 4K. But it's owned by 20th Century Fox, so fat chance. What about Dead and Buried on 4K? That's a good 4K. I like that one. Is that Tobe Hooper? That's not Tobe Hooper. That was Dan O'Bannon, wasn't it? Ken, what's your favorite film from the 1950s? Oh my goodness, 1950s. I had to think about that. North by Northwest. I did really love that movie. I did really love that movie. Let's see. I haven't seen all the 4Ks of Bloodsport. Oh, CLZ movies. My Movies Pro. You got nothing good to say about it. Did Ken just blow chunks? No, no, I didn't. But I got off so suddenly, it probably felt like I did, didn't it? What horror movie really got horror fans into horror movies? I don't know. It depends on the horror fan, I guess. I haven't seen Ordinary People yet. I haven't seen it. I didn't get either one of those. I wanted to get Antiviral because I like Brandon Cronenberg, but I did not. I did not. I figured it would be there. Did it sell out? I figured it would be there in the sale next year. I figured it would be there in the sale. Yeah, I've thought about doing the same thing, man, because like that Blu-ray's cheap. Like it's like $16. And I'm sure it looks good on Blu-ray. I'm sure it looks good on Blu-ray. I'm sure it looks better on 4K, but I'm sure it looks good on Blu-ray. And like I said, I feel like a better 4K is going to be coming. So as of right now, I just want to own it to support it for one, because I like the movie. And in the off chance the 4K never comes, at least I got a nice copy with a slipcover. But yeah, the Blu-ray's cheap. It's like $16. So I'm like, I might just get the Blu-ray. What's up, Smirk? I would love it. Hopefully, Kino announces Waterboy, Wedding Singer, and Big Daddy on 4K. I would love all of those. These movies that are made by women are not made for men, are made for women. They're not made for general audiences. Yeah, for sure. For sure. But to me, it's like it's getting to the point where I watch these and it's like they feel like Hallmark movies. They just feel extra cheesy than they used to. I don't know what it is. Dallas. No, I haven't heard anything about Dallas. Oh my god, yeah, that's the name of that movie. Oh my god, that was so horrible. And we got done watching it, my wife was like, "That was great." I was like, "Oh my god, no, it's not." Which Manuel, he was always giving me and my wife shit because we have the same opinions on movies or we give them the same score. Maybe it's because We don't review everything we watch. I think the stuff that we really like hard disagree on, we don't review. So it's because you don't see it. But I definitely disagree with her on It Ends With Us. Let's see. Do I survive off of YouTube or do you have to work a normal job? I do. I've worked a normal job my entire time on YouTube. Um, yeah, I do the 40 to 45 hour a week grind. I got to be up at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Got to wake my ass up 6 a.m. Drive down to Los Colitas. I'm doing the drywall at the new McDonald's. What's that from? If somebody can name that, what movie that's from, I'm going to give you a digital code of something. But yeah, I work Monday through Friday. I used to work a sweet Friday through Sunday schedule. They were like 12 to 13 hour days. But I got all my hours in 3 days. And that my site, my division company that I worked at decided to shut down, and I lost that job, and I had to go get it Monday through Friday. So that's what I do now. No, like surviving off of YouTube, like having to worry about my actual like income that I need to survive coming from YouTube would give me way too much stress. I could not handle that. So I have to have like a job with medical benefits and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that goes into like doing. I don't know how people do it. I really don't. I'm certainly not at that level though. I'm certainly not at that level. But it would give me like such anxiety to do that, for sure. So kudos to anybody with the balls to be able to do that. Oh my goodness, we got Mitch with a 19. You didn't have to super chat me, man. Office Space, 1999. 1999. Awesome, man. It's awesome you knew that. That Office Space is probably firmly in my top 5 comedies of all time. I watched Office Space probably every day for like 2 years when I was in high school. Like I literally watched it every day when I got home from school. I love the movie so much. Loved it. Yeah, Mitch, if you hit me up on Instagram or X, I don't care if anybody else answered before you. You gave me the 1999 super chat, so I saw yours first. Hit me up on Instagram or X, and I'll give you a code. I got some new stuff. I could give you a digital code for something if you want it. Thank you so much. Let me. Pulp Fiction. Now you're not being nice, Michelle. Pulp Fiction and Shawshank both smoke Forrest Gump. I just don't agree. I don't agree. I don't agree. I spent 200 at Walmart last night. Smile to Kill Bill. You found all those at Walmart? That's the impressive thing. You found the impressive part is you actually found $200 worth of physical media at your local Walmart. That's the impressive part. That's what I'm getting hung up on. I mean, I got a lot of them, Bradley. I feel like I did a video on that actually. I mean, Friday the 13th, like it's hard to beat that. That's like one of the goats. Other than that, like I might show some of them off. The Hellraiser Quartet of Torment, the Psycho 4-film collection. There's a lot. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. I just got here. Lionsgate conversation, the third man. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's an opinion, man. It's just like my opinion, man. So I can't be wrong. When is the next real Criterion sale? It'll be There'll be a Criterion flash sale probably in March, which is 24 hours, and it's on the Criterion website. I'll try to post you on my community tab. And then there'll be the Barnes & Noble 50% off sale in July. Then there'll be another flash sale probably in October, and then the Criterion Barnes & Noble sale in November. So you got 4 opportunities to get Criterions for 50% off. 2 of them are very short windows. You got to act quickly. Um, I would love 4 rooms. 4 rooms would be freaking awesome. A 4K steelbook of that. From Dusk Till Dawn, though, it's Arrow Video box set or nothing for me. It has to be Arrow Video. It can't be any box. Can't be Second Sight. I would take a Second Sight, but it has to be Arrow Video from Dusk Till Dawn. Has to be. I won't accept it. I won't get it. I'll just keep my Blu-ray. If it's not Arrow, I won't get it. That's a lie. I'll absolutely get it. I'm thinking about the Lionsgate Steelbook. You got a freaking gorgeous artwork on the front. Salma Hayek, George Clooney, Tarantino, Juliette Lewis, Harvey Keitel, all the characters. On the back, big image of the titty twister. Oh my goodness. Amazing artwork on the Lionsgate Steelbook. There could be, for sure. But that could also be on the Arrow Video box set as well. I love From Dusk Till Dawn. That's another one. That's definitely in my top 50 movies of all time. Maybe 20. I don't know. Yeah, I know. I used to like them. That's a good question, Ansel. I do love James Stewart's. I talk about The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance a lot, but that is my favorite James Stewart performance. It's also my favorite John Wayne performance, and it's also my favorite Western. So I just love that movie. But if we're talking about performance besides that movie, maybe Rear Window, maybe, but I'd also might say Rope. I really like him in Rope. I think he's great in Rope. But The Man Who Knew Too Much was also really great. I'm sure there's something else I'm blanking on though. I'm sure there's something else. But I actually haven't seen Anatomy of a Murder, and I still haven't seen Mr. Smith Goes to Washington either. I need to watch both of those. There's still a lot of his movies I need to watch. But I went ahead and pre-ordered Winchester 73, and I kind of broke my Criterion rule. I don't like to order Criterions unless it's sale time. But I thought about it, and I'm like, why am I going to wait? I am at this point just chomping at the bit to watch this freaking movie. It's a Western with James Stewart, and he's playing from what I hear, he's playing some kind of anti-hero character, which is a different type of character for James Stewart. And I'm like, why am I going to wait for this? I am just ready to watch this now. So I just went ahead and ordered it. So I'll be reviewing that for sure, probably next week. And I'm very excited for it. Ken, I made a bet with my friends to go 6 months without buying any movies. That's up in 3 weeks. What 2024 release should I make them buy me for successfully doing their challenge? Well, I'm assuming you didn't get anything in the last 5 months of 2024. So I would say, is it any price? Is it any price? Can you get anything? Because I would go with something expensive. Oh, any release, huh? From the last 5 months? It's hard to say when I don't know your tastes, what do you value? It's tough to say. I don't think you can go wrong with the Demolition Man 4K. I don't think you can go wrong with the Hitcher 4K. Those are good 4Ks. Good, great movies. So yeah. Do you feel this community is growing every year since 2019-ish? I feel like 2010s has ups and downs. but now it's really growing year by year. Curious your thoughts. I mean, I feel like it is. I feel like it definitely is. And it feels like there's so many more people making content, making YouTube content, talking about this kind of stuff than there was when I first started doing it. It felt a lot smaller when I first started doing it than it does now. Like there's so many different types of creators now talking about this kind of stuff, talking about physical media, talking about 4Ks, Blu-rays, different editions. Um, and I think because of that, the community maybe feels bigger because there's more people tuning into that kind of stuff, talking about that kind of stuff. So it feels bigger for sure in the online space than it did, I think, 5 years ago when I first got started. I haven't heard anything about Smile 2 slipcover recall. No. Uh, I mean, there'd be a lot of those, Manuel. Any horror movie, from like the 70s, we'd be on the opposite sides. Oh man, that reminds me. I forgot to get my TPS reports. Ah, shit. Oh, what's up, Mel? How you doing? Nice to see my killer podcast tonight. I didn't get that because I was like, I already got this film twice, so am I gonna buy it 3 times? And I have seen it. I watched the Criterion, but I still haven't watched my Kino 4K. And I'm sure it's better from Arrow, and that edition has the sequel. Maybe I'll get it at some point, if it's still available. But I was like, I can't get this. I already got the damn film twice. Like, why do I need to buy it 3 times? I don't like. I liked it, but I don't like it like that. It's not like one of my all time favorites or anything. So, and the Criterion looks good. Criterion looked good. So I'm sure the Kino looks fine too. But I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it definitely deserved the Oscar. Forrest Gump is like an iconic film. Like what are you all talking about? Like Forrest Gump is Forrest Gump. I'm so sick of the backlash on Forrest Gump. Like that movie deserved to win Best Picture. Well, a lot of people would consider 1994 to be the best year of the 90s. So I think it's a sign that they need to print more stuff. Maybe physical media is more alive than they thought. Make this stuff more available. I agree. I agree. It is Ken After Dark. We're here and we're ready to party. I need to get in my list here pretty soon. I'm trying to catch up here. I'm close. I did not get Great Escape. People want me to get Great Escape. People want me to get Great Escape. Salma Hayek fold out poster needs to be Arrow Dust Till Dawn edition. Yeah, I agree. I'm excited to watch that. I'm excited to watch it. Lean's horror. Damn. Now I'm even more excited to watch it. I cannot wait. I can't wait. Champing. I'm champing at the bit. I thought it was chomping. Chomping at the bit. Chomping. I've seen Harvey. It's been on Groove for like $8.99 for the past 3 years, and I need to get it. I need to get it. Yep. Make them buy both of them for you. I mean, I don't think you'll still get the box set for the Hitcher, but I think Demolition Man box set is still available. I think it's still available. Well, I mean, if I reviewed that, you would know the difference between that and the Kino and the Criterion. Yeah, make them buy you the Neverending Story box set. Make them buy you Caligula on 4K from Umbrella. Let's see. It didn't make my top 5. I didn't get the Drive Steelbook because I got the second sight edition. Believe it or not, I was actually actively trying to not double dip in 2024, passing on stuff that I probably would have gotten like previous years, like the Drive 4K Steelbook, which was beautiful, and I wanted it, but I'm like, no. I spent almost $100 on this like incredible Drive box set from Second Sight. That's all the drive I need. It's all the drive I need. Okay. That's it. Um, yeah, I mean, Tim probably likes that movie a little bit more than I do, though. You know, like I did it for Silence of the Lambs. Like I got the Criterion, I got the Kino, and I got the Arrow. But that's Silence of the Lambs, and I love that movie. I don't have the same love for The Great Escape, so I didn't do it. But I think it would have been cooler for Pulp Fiction to win because you got to admit it's edgier. I mean, it is edgier. I'm not going to deny that, but I don't know. I don't know. Supposedly there's a holdup on From Dusk Till Dawn because Tarantino asked to do some reshoots of him sucking sauce. I thought you really knew something. Oh, shit. I'm going to make a whole video about that. Breaking news. Apparently there's a holdup on From Dusk Till Dawn. We're going to be getting it as soon as Tarantino reshoots him sucking on Salma Hayek's toes again. The Arrow 4K was good. I am not a huge fan of Children of the Corn. Honestly, like um that's probably close to my least favorite Stephen King movie. I'm gonna be honest. Like I think the opening to Children of the Corn is great. After that, it's pretty generic for me. And I think the sequels are even worse. So that's a franchise that starts off pretty bad. But the 4K was good. The cornfields on 4K, fantastic. Fantastic. I mean, I think he can make it watchable. I think he can make it watchable. But look, guys, we made it to the end. Let's get into, let me pull this up. Let me rank the boutique. So I think last year I ranked like all of them I could think of. This year I was like, you know what? I'm going to make this feel a little bit more special. I'm just going to do 10. And I always like to do, because the previous years I've done this since I think 2021, where I rank the studios and the boutique labels together. Because at this point, a lot of the studios really are making an effort to feel more boutique anyway. So I think I think it fits to do them together and rank them just how I saw them in their performance in 2024 personally. Now there's going to be stuff and labels that I just don't buy a ton from, so I just don't have a great perspective on, like Severin Films. I bought more from them this year than I did previous years, but they did more to upset me in 2024 than they did to impress me. So they're not going to make the cut for me, whereas they probably would for others. And they did some incredible stuff. Like they did some really nice box sets. They did that All the Haunts BRs Volume 2, which I know a lot of people are fans of. They did Opera on 4K. I still haven't watched my Opera on 4K because there was a disc replacement program and I was waiting for the disc. So it's sitting out there. I think it's sitting out there next to the player still. But they had a good sale in July. They did good stuff, but they're not going to make my list. The ones that make my list are the ones that I just think they're the ones that people are talking about. They're the ones that I'm personally invested in, the ones that I personally love getting their stuff, the ones that I get excited about when they announce stuff, the ones that just I feel like have kept the momentum and the popularity of physical media going in 2024. So these are the ones that are going to be, those are going to be the ones that I prioritize the highest. And I do feel like some of my lists might be predictable for some of you, but I do feel like there will be a few surprises along the way. Just a few, maybe, possibly. All right, so honorable mentions. I'm going to think if I have any honorable mentions or if I even want to name honorable mentions, because that might spoil stuff. I'll do this. One honorable mention. One honorable mention. And this was somebody that was, I think, number like 20 or 21 on my list when I ranked them last year. But Disney, I'll give Disney an honorable mention because they did all the camera in 4Ks. They did signs, and I know the camera 4Ks weren't for everybody. No, not everybody liked them, but I thought it was cool that they did those. They put out signs. They put out the Sixth Sense on 4K. Um, I mean, when it comes to the Marvel and Star Wars TV shows, if we go back 3 years, I was talking about how they needed to do that for the longest time. So I got to give them credit for that. They finally did it. Regardless if it was just the Steelbook, if they didn't even have a Blu-ray option on the last round that they did, they still put out 8 of their Marvel and Star Wars TV shows in 2024. And I was pretty much clamoring for them to do that for the longest time. I think we all were, and they did it. And I don't see like Netflix putting out their shows on physical media. So it's not something you see very often from the streaming services. So I got to give them a little bit credit for that. So I thought that was cool. And yeah, I mean, I feel like they did a couple other things. I mean, of course, like Deadpool and Wolverine came out. They put out Willow. There's going to be controversy with the steel books and all that kind of stuff. But, I feel like they did good stuff. They made an effort, I feel like, a little bit more in 2024 than they did in the previous year. And hopefully in 2025, we see more stuff from them. So I'll give them a little bit of an honorable mention this year. Because I spent the entirety of 2023 talking about how they sucked. So I'll give them a little bit. And most of 2024, to be honest. I'll give them a little bit tonight. Honorable mention, but they're definitely not going to make top 10. Definitely not top 10. All right, let's get into my number 10. Number 10 is Paramount. Paramount made number 10. I think the first year I did this, Paramount was number 1. I think they were number 1 the first year I did this because they did so much. I think that was the year they had like 12 or maybe it was like 18 Paramount Presents releases come out. So they were doing those hot and heavy, steel books and all kinds of stuff. Paramount had a decent year in 2024. It was enough to put them in the top 10. You had the Major League Steelbook. You had the Footloose Steelbook. Chinatown on 4K came out this year. That was a great release. You had Bringing Out the Dead on 4K, which was a great release. I'm trying to think of some of the other Paramount Presents that they did Election. They also did Once Upon a Time in the West. Oh, The Crow. They put out The Crow this year on 4K, which is a great release. So they had several really, really solid releases that they put out. It didn't feel like they were the most active that they had been in years past, but they did do some good stuff. Addams Family Values, they put out on 4K, which I was definitely excited about. South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. Did that need to be on 4K? I don't know, but they put it out. So that was cool. I own it in the collection now in HD. And yeah, they did some good steelbooks, The Stardust steelbook was great. I just did my steelbook video yesterday. So I think that's enough to get Paramount into the top 10. Number 10. That's a good spot for Paramount. Let's get into my number 9. And this might ruffle some feathers. Just a few, I think. But damn it, I think number 9 is a good spot for Criterion. Okay. Number 9 is a good spot for Criterion. I didn't get it. Actually, I feel like I got maybe like 10 Criterion releases in 2024. They had a good year. They capped it off with No Country for Old Men, which was a great release. And I was super excited that they did that. They started the year off with Blood Simple, Train Spotting. They started off strong and they ended strong. And they had some cool stuff along the way, like Gummo on 4K. Like, I really loved that. They did some stuff. The, Peeping Tom 4K, I feel like they started strong, ended strong, and you know, they kinda floundered a little bit in the middle of the year, depending on who you are. Like, to some people, like, they put out bangers, like, all year long. Um, but they had a good year. They put out good stuff. I'll give them credit. But for me, it's like I think Bound was a really good release. I did check out that one. Pat Garrett, Billy the Kid, that was a good release. They had good stuff. They definitely put out good stuff. I think there's a little bit of controversy with Criterion. I do feel like they're definitely upgrading a lot. They're upgrading a lot of their past releases. They're not doing any new special features, and on some of them, they're not even doing HDR Dolby Vision. That's kind of a controversy. Now they could have their reasons for that. There could be reasons for that. That are beyond Criterion's control. I'm not really sure. Um, but it doesn't feel like some of these upgrades are putting the full effort into them. So I know that that's an issue. But yeah, they upgrade as much as Screen Factory does. I'd say it's Criterion, it's Screen Factory. Like they're doing the most like upgrade. So like every month when they do announcements, it's like four films that they've already done before, just upgraded to 4K. And that's pretty much what Screen Factory is doing at this time too. So they're doing the same thing, but there's a little bit of difference with Screen Factory. We'll talk about that here in a second. Um, but it just feels a little boring. They'll put out that edition they put out before in 4K, same features, same artwork, looks exactly the same. That's another criticism I could give to Criterion. But if we want to talk about like their newer films, stuff that they'd never put out before, I think they did a good job. They had a good selection of stuff they put out this year. So yeah, Criterion number 9. I think that's fair for me in my list. Let's get into number 9. And I do have examples the further up we go, guys. I do have some examples. But getting into my number 8 is Scream Factory. And I'll lump Shout Factory in here as well. Um, I don't think they had as strong as of a year as 2023. I think they were a lot higher up on my 2023 list, actually. I feel like they were maybe like 5 or something last year, maybe like 4 or 5. But they had a good year. I feel like they started off a little slow. They did some questionable stuff, like the Carrie remake in 4K, Child's Play remake in 4K, and they're doing a lot of like the Universal titles in 4K. I know there's a rumor that The Hunt is coming out in 4K from Screen Factory. So it's like, I don't know. They're just not putting out the most interesting titles, but I think the titles they put out, like the ones that I got excited for, like I think they delivered. Killer Clowns from Outer Space in 4K was great. RoboCop 2 on 4K was fantastic. That might have been one of the best discs of the year. Probably should have made like one of my honorable mention videos. I didn't even talk about that in any video. I probably should have. That was a great disc. The Faculty, we finally got The Faculty on 4K. Phenomenal release, phenomenal transfer for that. Silent Night, Deadly Night on 4K. And unlike Criterion, when they upgrade some stuff to 4K, they will add new special features. They did that several times this year. They did it with Shocker on 4K as well. I didn't get that release, but they did add new special features for that. Oh, Poltergeist 2. I think Poltergeist 2 is one of the best 4Ks of the year. That was a fantastic 4K. So like when they put stuff out, like they knock it out of the park more than they don't. And I think that they are doing like some of the best 4K transfers right now across the board. I just wasn't like super invested and interested because like Criterion, it feels like they'll announce stuff and 3 out of 4 of the titles will be upgrades and stuff they already have. So it's like nothing new. So it's not really exciting like some of the other labels can be. And that's kind of the same as Criterion. But I give Screen Factory a little bit more credit because I feel like they add in new special features. They try to make it, a little bit more interesting when they do their upgrades. So I give them number 8. All right. Let's get into my number Seven. Seven. Um, Umbrella. Umbrella Entertainment had an amazing year in 2024. Like, talk about like banger after banger after banger. Like, every month was just like, it was just killer. Like, they were just knocking it out of the park. And they're doing like multiple big box sets every single month. Like, I get it. Like, Umbrella is really like the packaged collector label. Like, that is what they are. That's what they do. But they've also just done some really like good quality stuff. And this is where I'll bring out some examples. But this Hell House box set was amazing. I loved it. The fact that we didn't even have physical releases for 3 of these movies before this came out. The first one I think just had a DVD. So they put all these movies out on Blu-ray for the first time. Super awesome, but this was a great set. This Caligula set, which I have not jumped into yet, but this is an amazing box set right here. So much work that went into this. There's all kinds of cuts. There's a never before seen cut on it. Like I said, I still need to check that one out. The Full Moon box set that they did was awesome. They also did stuff like Dead End Drive-In, Tank Girl, the Super Mario Brothers set. Like, this is the release of the year for them. This came out at the beginning of the year, but it continues to be the release of the year. This is the 1-Up edition, the one that came out after the Trust the Fungus edition. But I love this set. I was super excited when they announced it. And I mean, they did so much more, but like, these are just some examples of some of the greatness that they did. The Terrifier set, like right at the end of the year, that still counts, even though I think it's shipping for most people in January. That still counts as a 2024 release. But yeah, just a very impressive year for Umbrella Entertainment. All kinds of good stuff. And they did more 4Ks this year than I think they ever have. And they did really good on some of their 4Ks. Some of their 4Ks look great. Super Mario Brothers look great. The Raid they did as well. That was a really awesome box set. So yeah, Umbrella, I think, killed it enough to get him up to number 7. Like, they were just knocking it out of the park, I feel like. All right, my number 6. Did I bring anything over from them? I think I brought over a few releases. Number 6 is Vinegar Syndrome. Vinegar Syndrome they definitely have an audience. I definitely compare them to Criterion. They're just on the opposite ends of the spectrum. Like, they're two sides of the same coin. They have a very rabid, loyal fan base that thinks that they can never do wrong. Like, nothing they ever do is wrong. Like, they're just the cream of the crop. Everything they put out is great. Every announcement is great. They buy it all. They're just rabid for them. So I get it. If Vinegar Syndrome's your number 1, I get it. Like, if you're a subscriber, if you pick up all the titles, like, sure, it's super exciting. Look, even though like some months they just announce stuff that I have no interest in, I still get excited every like first of the month just to see what they're going to put out. So the fact that they can like keep me interested, keep me engaged, keep me excited for what they're going to do, has to, keep them in the conversation. I mean, they did all kinds of cool stuff in 2024. They started a brand new line, the Cinematograph line, with some really cool films like Little Darling, Red Rock West, Going South. I think they put out like 10 editions of those last year. So they started an entire new line. They put out 3 more VSUs that were, mostly all bangers. We had Congo come to 4K, which Congo, it looked fantastic. This 4K was incredible. Southern Comfort was an incredible edition that they put out. They did the long-awaited The Keep on 4K that sold out in freaking 48 hours, 12,000 units. So incredible release right here. It looked great as well. Great features. My favorite personally that they did, I think in 2024 was The Howling 2. I thought this had such like phenomenal special features and I loved it so much. I thought the movie was just super fun. And I think the artwork on this is like better than anything they did all year. So this isn't even a box set. It's just a slipcover edition. So yeah, Vinegar Syndrome, they had a great year. There's no denying that. And if you're like a super fan of Vinegar Syndrome, you probably thought they had an even better year. Um, at this point, like when it comes to like packaging, when it comes, I don't want to say service because they're running late on a lot of people's orders. When it comes to packaging, just like general excitement for the brand, people just like gathering around to watch like what they're gonna drop, just get excited for what they're gonna drop. Um, I don't think you really beat Vinegar Syndrome. Like they have really just created this entire like culture around what they do, like no other label has done. Um, so for that, I got to give them a lot of credit for that. I don't feel like they did anything like completely mind blowing in 2024. They did a lot of really good stuff, but they didn't blow my mind quite like they did, I think, in 2022, and also probably the beginning of 2023. But they did good work. There's no denying that. They did good work in 2024. So I'll recognize them for that. All right, let me take a drink, guys. We're getting ready to get into the top 5, the nitty gritty. And should I stop for a second and see what you guys are saying? Maybe I should stop. Check out what's going on. We did get a super chat from Jasper Plane 9. Thank you so much, Jasper. $4.99 super chat. Sorry, Ken, showing up late. Got Kill Bill 1 and 2 and 7 this week. Inglourious Basterds, Simple Plan 2. Pulling back on spending right now. Thanks for the commentary. Thank you so much, Jasper. And that's an incredible assortment of releases that you just got. Enjoy that because that's some good stuff. But thank you for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. Let's see. Let's go back to the chats and see what's going on. Oh, Frank's dropping his top 10 right here. Quit spoiling my top 10, Frank. No, I'm just kidding. Atlantis Blizzard says, hey, Chad, I'm on the fence about purchasing the Fargo 4K from Shop Factory. Worth buying now or waiting for the sales? It was a good 4K from what I remember. I don't remember it blowing my mind, though. I'm going to be honest. I don't remember it blowing my mind. Oh, yeah. I need to watch Tenet. That's another good release they did this year. So they did good stuff. They did good stuff. I do love Disney. That's a good point, Mozart. Honorable mention to Red Shirt Pictures and Synops Films for Trick or Treat because that was a great release. That really was a great release. So thank you for pointing that out. Thank you for pointing that out. And we did get a super chat from Gus. $4.99. Should I buy Ken Craven the Hunter 4K? Damn it, Gus. I still got to get Madam Web. Let me pick up Madam Web first before you buy me Craven the Hunter. Let's see. Everybody's saying their favorite. Paramount gave us Locker Steelbook for Major League. That was enough to put them in top 10, right? The Locker Steelbook with the magnets, that was enough. Let's see. Chinatown was a great release. And they probably did more than I didn't even talk about. Gummo was mid, but the movie was cool. I thought the visuals were great. Yeah, I wasn't like overly blown away by any of the 4Ks that I watched from them. Maybe Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid. That was a really good 4K. Yeah, Risky Business. I didn't watch that yet. I do have it. I need to watch that. It's a great movie. Racerhead in 4K. It'll probably come now. It'll probably come. I actually watched Eraserhead the other night for the first time. I watched it the day David Lynch passed away. I'm like, you know what? And I don't do this all the time. I'm like, you know what? Like David Lynch is somebody that I just can't I haven't been able to crack into understanding um just people's overall enthusiasm for him as a filmmaker. I've seen Lost Highway, I've seen Wild at Heart, I've seen Blue Velvet. Blue Velvet's probably my favorite of his. Um, but I'm trying because there's something there that I feel like I feel left out of the conversation. I feel like if I just keep watching his stuff, it'll just click eventually. So I watched Eraserhead. I might do a video on it. Might do a video on it. We'll see. So I don't want to talk about it too much. Yeah, it does feel like that, doesn't it? No Blu-ray safe. It doesn't feel like any Blu-ray safe. Whereas I feel safe sometimes buying Vinegar Syndrome because it feels like Vinegar Syndrome is just doing all new stuff all the time. Um, Wes Anderson on 4K. Isn't most of his stuff on 4K? Probably at some point. Oh yeah, there was a controversy with editing Riddick. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, they upped their game this year though. They did more 4Ks this year than they had done before. Sharon Stone's sexy time. Uh Sybil Danning and Christopher Lee. Christopher Lee, I think, brings a lot to that movie. I think a lot of people want Tron. I think they'll do Tron this year because I think there's a new movie coming this year. I think there's a new movie. Let's see. Arrow Video would be number in the top 5 boutique labels. I just want to say this, guys. Like, it was hard to make this list, really, because like everybody really did a great job. Like they really did, to the point where if you said Criterion was your favorite, I would get it. If you said Second Sight was your favorite, I would get it. Arrow was your favorite, I would get it. Umbrella, I would get it. Like Scream Factory, I think for some people, like they're still on that Scream Factory hype train. I would get it. They did a lot of good stuff this year. They did. Maybe you love Phantoms and you were super excited when that was announced. Like I think that a lot of labels and studios really did great work this year. Like I think there was just great work done across the board. This is only like my personal, taste and opinion here. So I do want to point that out. I need to watch Mulholland Drive. I need to watch it. I need to watch it. I've always just saw Lynch's movies um like you're trying to put together a puzzle, a really hard puzzle, and then you find out when you get to the end that he didn't give you all the pieces. So you can't actually finish it. So in a way he kind of plays a little dirty like that. Um and I've also heard him talk about his movies and he's like, I don't even know what I'm saying sometimes with some of these films. So it's like, if you don't know what you're saying, then how am I supposed to care or understand what you're saying? But he is somebody I respect. I do respect him and his legacy. And there are movies that I like. Like I like Blue Velvets, and I actually like the 1984 Dune as well. So, but Wild at Heart, I could not get into that. I thought that was so crazy. Um, And Lost Highway is one that I watched, and I was just like, "What?" That was my first, I think, David Lynch film was Lost Highway. That was my introduction. I was just like, "What the hell is going on?" the entire time. Um, yeah, Eraserhead was something else. Eraserhead was something else. Yeah, that's probably the case. That is probably the case for sure. Probably the case. Although I will say, Eraserhead does feel very definitive what the themes and messaging is. It feels that way. More so than maybe any other movie that I watched of his. But it's also like the most crazy and unhinged movie that I've seen of his. So, yeah, yeah. Do it, Frank. Do it. I can give you a whole list, buddy. The best of the best. Recommend the special features for Eraserhead. The story behind the making of it is nearly as interesting as the movie itself. I did watch it. I did watch it. Oh yeah, for sure. I am not somebody that watches a movie once, doesn't like it, and is like, "Oh, this movie, I'm done with this." Unless it's Bubba Hotep. It's the only one. Uh, but I am somebody that's like, that's why I keep movies in the collection. Because even if I didn't like it, maybe I'll watch it later, and maybe it'll click for me. Like I have really been wanting to rewatch Lost Highway for a long time, especially since I got that 4K, just to see if it clicks with me. Because I like really weird, like effed up movies that don't make a lot of sense. Like I like stuff like that. Like I like a lot of A24 films, and they're kind of like that. Um, like Enemy. Like I feel like Enemy could be like a David Lynch film with Jake Gyllenhaal. I love that movie, but I don't know. See, I need to watch Elephant Man too. I feel like I've heard that's one of his more like straightforward movies. That and Straight Story. I could see Shout doing Wild at Heart on 4K. I could see Shout doing Wild at Heart on 4K. Django's excellent. Django's excellent. Now, I said I hadn't seen Mulholland Drive. I did try to watch it. I got like 20 minutes in and fell asleep. But I need to revisit it. I just don't think Lynch's movies look good. They look like someone who is completely pretentious and has the production values of a high school kid's first movie. Well, that's not nice, Roberts. That's not nice. All right, let's get back to it. Number 5, Kino Lorber. Is there anybody that works harder than Kino Lorber? They put out like 40 releases every month. I feel like towards the end of 2024, they were putting out like 6 or 7 4Ks every month. Like, I mean, I know sometimes it's quality over quantity, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, but like I feel like Kino's got the quantity and they got the quality. Um, and I also noticed like when checking out quite a few of the releases a few weeks ago. I think I watched like 10 or 12, 11 of the releases that came out in 2024. Like they actually do add some new special features in some of them. So they did good work in special features. They did one of my personal favorite releases of the year with Crybaby on 4K. They've got great sales 4 times a year. Like you can get their stuff for very cheap. 4Ks for $17.99, $14.99, Blu-rays for $9.99, $11.99. Like there's always great deals. But I will say their Blu-ray sometimes, the 4K scan, they look great too. So like they just do good work, I feel like, across the board. They're consistent. They just put their heads down, they just grind. They grind for physical media for us out there that enjoy this stuff, and they're putting stuff out first time on Blu-ray, first time upgrade since VHS, DVD, stuff on 4K. They're putting stuff out on 4K that nobody else would even touch. Nobody would touch. Billy Madison's coming to 4K. Happy Gilmore. I'm so excited for those. We got freaking Uncle Buck coming to 4K. Kino Lorber is just incredible, and their stuff looks good. Like it does. Like they do great transfers and restorations. And I just watched Hatari a couple of weeks ago. I haven't really talked about it, but this was a great 4K. This looked excellent, 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 excellent. Very lacking on special features, but they always look, if they don't have like new special features, they usually always have a couple audio commentaries, one or two audio commentaries, new audio commentaries to include as well. So yeah, I love Kino Lorber. I always have. I just think they're not super fancy with their packaging and stuff, but I think they have nice slip covers. I think they look great on the shelf when they're all together. And they just have a great selection of movies. Like their curation, the movies that they pick, they're just good films. Like you're not buying, I love some of these other labels like Vinegar Syndrome and Severin, but you're not buying garbage. Okay. Like you're buying films, actual, like, I know it's always subjective, but you're buying actual like good films like that were successful and people liked them when they came out. And that's the kind of stuff that Kino Lorber does. And I think they excel at it. So, and you're seeing like 20, 30 new releases from them every month. So I think they deserve number five for sure. Number 4 is Sony. We got coming back into the studios. Sony at number 4. I got criticisms of Sony. The fact that when they do a 4K upgrade, they'll only put a steelbook out. They're doing that more and more, or they'll pick. Like it's never both. It's either the steelbook or it's the slipcover. Like Steel Magnolias, you got the slipcover, can't hardly wait. You got the slipcover, body double, steelbook, taxi driver, steelbook only. It's one or the other. So that's my criticism, is the lack of options. But there's no denying that Sony did a lot of great stuff in 2024. They did 3 big ass box sets this year. 4K, 2 4K box sets and 1 4K Blu-ray box set. They did 2 Columbia Classic sets. Like that earns them a top 5 spot just automatically. Columbia Classics Volume 4, which was a great set. Starman's one of the best 4Ks of the year. You have the TV show in there as well. Then they did Columbia Classics Volume 5. I haven't bought it yet because I got burned on Volume 4, paid over $200 for that. And I'm like, I'm not doing that again. So I'm waiting till that one drops down because I don't think that one's going to sell as well. Wait till it drops down to get that one. But they did 2 of those damn box sets. And they did the Frank Capra box set, which was like 21 films, Blu-rays, a lot of stuff on 4K for the first time. Stuff that had never even gone past, I think, VHS. Some of those classic films on Blu-ray for the first time. Like some incredible stuff in that set. I still need to get that one as well. But Body Double, that was one of my favorite 4Ks of the year. They did a lot of 4K upgrades. They did a lot of cool upgrades this year. They got more good stuff coming. We got Panic Room on the way. We've got Social Network Steelbooks on the way. So yeah, I think that Sony had a really, really incredible year as far as their catalog stuff that they put out. And they always do a good job at paying attention to the catalog, Columbia catalog, and putting that stuff out on 4K and Blu-ray. Now, if we're talking like their newer films, Sony kind of suck. They're kind of with Lionsgate right now. Like they just can't put out like a good new film to save their life. We have Madam Web, which Gus would be super excited about if he's in the chat. Come out this year. That got a 4K Steelbook. God, what else did they do? I feel like they had a couple like other new release stinkers that came out, like big budget ones, but I can't think. But they deserve the number 4 spot. I mean, like 3 big ass box sets. Like, come on. It was a great year for Sony. They did good stuff. And it was our 100th anniversary as well. So there you go. All right, let's number 3. This may be controversial. I'm not sure. A lot of people put this label at number 1. But Second Sight Films is my number 3. Is my number 3. And Second Sight, like, they destroyed in 2024. They kicked asses. They took names. Couple of my personal favorites that they did beyond like the big stuff. Creep Blu-ray set. I loved it when they announced this. The Year Next 4K set. I loved it when they announced this. I love them paying attention to these like 2010s era horror thriller type movies. Movies like Green Room, like that was a great release. Movies like Possessor, which is still my favorite horror movie of the 2020s. This is a really awesome release. Mean Streets on 4K. I love Mean Streets. Freaking great release. Of course, we got to talk about The Hitcher on 4K. For a lot of people, this was their favorite 4K of the year. I can't really argue with that. It was a fantastic 4K. It was in my top 10. And then The Blair Witch. Guys, I haven't even talked about this on the channel yet. I haven't got to watch it yet. But I do have it in my collection. And it was a great box set. Now, I don't know if I'm going to wait till it gets a disc replacement to watch it. I might just go ahead and watch it. I don't know. But I cannot wait. I can't wait to watch it, watch the documentary, all that stuff. And they did that this year. Apparently, that's the way it was meant to be seen. Late Night with the Devil, I got as well on 4K. So, yeah, they, in my opinion, just crushed Murder, Death, Kill in 2024. So they earned number 3. I feel like they were number 3 on my list last year. The only thing I'll say about Second Sight is they've got the quality, and that got them the top spot because their quality is second to none. 4Ks look great, great features. I think all these got features that are like over an hour long. Like the Year Next feature, I think it's like an hour and a half discussion with Adam Wingard and Simon Barrett. But very lengthy interviews, great presentation. So they got the quality. They just don't got the quantity. Like, they're only doing 11, 12 releases a year, which is great. I'm not knocking that, but it's the reason why it's hard for me to get them above some of these other labels and studios. So Second Sight is my number 3. This is where things might take a turn. You guys probably know who's my top 2. If you pay attention to the channel, you probably know. You probably know. But my number 2, and this was a tough decision. I went back and forth on this for a while. I really did. Let me take a drink. All right. My number 2, Arrow Video. My number 2 is Arrow Video. My number 1 last year was Arrow Video. So they moved down 1. I don't think, while I still think they're a top tier boutique label, and I still think they're the best boutique label right now. I don't think their 2024 was as strong as their 2023. And I think somebody else had a much stronger 2024 than they did at 2023. So that's how I kind of made that distinction there. But Arrow Video still did great stuff to earn them the number 2 spot. Carrie, these 2 overseas editions right here that I had to get, Carrie and Silence of the Lambs on 4K. Freaking incredible box sets. They always do great box sets. But like these 2, I think are probably 2 of their most underrated releases they did this year. But I'll be talking about this one in particular until my mouth falls off. A Simple Plan. This 4K was excellent. This movie was excellent. I loved this, and this was an upgrade from DVD. Also, the Friday the 13th 4K was great. There was great features. It looked great. The movie was super fun. And yeah, I had a great time with this one. You had both cuts, killer cut and theatrical cut on 4K. It was a great release. I didn't bring it over here, but the Trick or Treat 4K, they also did this year. A lot of people love that. Guardians, or not Guardians, but Conan the Destroyer and Conan the Barbarian. Like both these 4Ks, like these are still like some of the best 4Ks that Arrow Video has ever done. American Gigolo, one of my personal favorites of the year. I freaking love this release. It had like 9 or 10 new special features, new audio commentaries. It was completely stacked. Great release. Crimson Peak. I did not watch this one, but I know a lot of people were fans of this 4K. Said it looked really good. Demolition Man on 4K. This was like the perfect cap to 2024 for me. Like I feel like I had dreamt of them doing Demolition Man on 4K for the longest time, and it finally happened. Like this is how I'll feel when they do From Dusk Till Dawn on 4K. Like it's very similar. Like it's just a movie I grew up with and love, and I wanted Arrow Video to be able to do this. I didn't think they would. I thought for sure Warner Brothers would do it, but Arrow Video did it. And I think they did a fantastic job. Great features, great presentation here for this release. They also did cool stuff like Narc on 4K, which is good, which was a good release. They did Mute Witness on 4K. That was a good release. I did not watch the God, what's that movie called with Henry Cavill? I can't think of it. It's God, The Shootist. I got to call out The Shootist. John Wayne, great release. That Blu-ray was great. But I'm trying to think of the other one they did. I keep looking at stuff that was from the year before. I can't think. But they did that film with Henry Cavill that Guy Ritchie directed. I can't think of it. But they did good stuff. They did a lot of good stuff in 2024 for sure, both in the US and in the UK as well. They actually, I feel like they paid a lot more attention to the UK this year than they did the US. Actually, they did a lot of good stuff over in the UK. Oh, the Mexico trilogy as well. I didn't even call out the Mexico trilogy. Great set that they did as well. And the Clash of the Titans, Wrath of the Titans set, I thought that was great as well. So they just did a consistent stream of great releases for the entirety of 2024, from beginning to end, from the beginning starting with Arnold on 4K, from the end to the end, ending with Sylvester Stallone on 4K. That's the best bookend to 2024. So there you have it, guys. That's my number 2, Arrow Video. A lot of people would have them at number 1, but I look. I'll just go ahead and say it. Warner Brothers. I'm giving a studio my number 1. I'm giving Warner Brothers number 1. There may be controversy here. Okay, there may be controversy here, but let me break this down for you guys, and maybe you will understand why I put Warner Brothers at number 1. You know, their 100th anniversary was in 2023. I don't think they had half the year in 2023 that they did in 2024, like with some of the stuff they put out. Great releases. I love their just diving more into their partnership with Groove and just steelbooks, slipcover for all these releases. Like they really gave us the options. Nice UK editions as well. But they did some great stuff. And when I really went back and thought about it, I was like, they did my top 2 4Ks of the year. Twister, and they did The Searchers, which is Warner Archive. Now, in addition to this, they also do a steady stream of Warner Archive Blu-rays all year long. They're doing like 4 or 5 of those a month, and I probably like 40 or 50 of those titles, and they're all like classic titles that haven't been upgraded yet, and they're putting those out on Blu-ray for the first time. And from what I've heard, like Warner Archive, because I don't have a ton of their stuff, like they just do the best like Blu-ray transfers. And from what I saw, this 4K, this is to me maybe pound for pound the best 4K of 2024. The Searchers looked excellent. So yeah, I could not deny Warner Brothers when they gave me my 2 favorites of the year. It's like, how could you not put them in number 1, Twister and The Searchers? But in addition to that, okay, that's just the tip. That's just the tip of the iceberg. They also had a good year with their new release movies. We had stuff like Furiosa. We had stuff like Dune Part 2 that were big hits. Or not big hits. I think Dune Part 2 is a big hit. But I feel like a lot of people like these movies. They liked them. We had other films like Joker, Folly Ado, and Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice were a little bit more divisive films, but people, for the most part, enjoyed Dune and Furiosa. And let me talk about Furiosa for a second, because there was, and you don't see this a lot um, on these new like studio releases. You don't see this a lot. There was a new documentary on here. There was a documentary on the making of Furiosa that was like 80 minutes long. That was its own movie. They put that on here. So, like, I haven't seen a lot of other studios do stuff like that. So yeah, Furiosa, Dune. They did upgrades for American Sniper. They did the Oceans trilogy this year, which all these looked great on 4K. Purple Rain they did this year. This was a fantastic 4K, absolutely fantastic. They did they hit the trifecta in November. North by Northwest, one of the best 4Ks of the year. Excellent 4K. New special features on here. Again, you don't see that a lot out of the studios. New special features on here. I think there was a couple new features and some past features as well. Blazing Saddles on 4K, which was an excellent 4K. And there was also new features on this. A couple of new features. Incredible. The Terminator. They finally did a James Cameron film right on 4K. The Terminator. It looked exceptional on 4K. You know, like we all dreamed it would. And they did steelbooks for all this stuff. You know, they did steelbooks for all this stuff. I wasn't as high on this as some people were, but a Nightmare on Elm Street. They finally gave us a Nightmare on Elm Street. They gave us a nice steelbook, a slipcover, a UK edition, all the good stuff. We finally got a Nightmare on Elm Street. And this Twister box set from the UK. Like I said, they did a lot of really cool UK like premium box set editions. You know, as well. I think they did one for Purple Rain. They at least did like a UK steelbook of Purple Rain, but they definitely did a North by Northwest box set, I believe, overseas, and the steelbook. So, but yeah, I've got more examples over there. I didn't bring everything over, but I just thought they had a really good year. I think they had a really good year in physical media. I mean, is there anybody that can argue that? You know, it's certainly of all the studios. I feel like Warner Brothers is the studio that really made an effort to upgrade a lot of their stuff and put like actual genuine work into it and make it look good. Like a lot of these 4Ks look great, like really look great, especially the Searchers. I mean, the Searchers in North by Northwest are two of the best 4Ks of the year. Two of the best 4Ks of the year. So I'm happy with Warner Brothers at number one. I think they did good. I think they did good. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Well, everybody's going to disagree. You know, there's going to be detractors for everything. You know, I'm sure Elliot had his reasons for not liking it, and that's okay. To me, though, it was just it was a breath of fresh air just because it looked like a film. You know, regardless of how they did it. All right, let me scroll back up at the top. Where are we at? Kino is like the leech of physical media labels. Wow. Uncle Buck. Pretentious. Don't look good. Insane. I'm new to physical media collecting. Don't have 4K setup yet, but what are some Blu-ray films y'all suggest? Would love some suggestions. Well, just go back and check out my channel, man. I got tons of videos suggesting tons of stuff for sure. Tons of Blu-ray recommendation videos from back in the day. Kino prices are pretty reasonable, and they have sales all the time. Yep. Yep, it is. Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen that edition yet. I didn't know they only did the theatrical version in 4K. Sony is consistent. I keep thinking Warner Brothers did Seinfeld, but yeah, they did. I mean, Warner Brothers did Friends, so I guess there's another thing they did. But yeah, Sony did Seinfeld in 4K. Cool. You're making my case better for me. Oh, yeah, Sony did Ghostbusters. That was another kind of flop that they did this year. Believe me, I understand that, Robert. I used to be the same way back in the day, but now I love them. Like, I have to dive into all of them when I'm done. Um, but I used to have the same mindset. Second Sight's your number one. I get it. Yeah, I'm waiting till it drops 89 bucks. What were the previous labels mentioned on your list? I'll do a recap here in a second. I get it. I get it. Sandpiper number two for the Sleepaway Camp movies. Yep, Narc. I did. I mentioned Narc. I mentioned Narc. What's up, Jordo? Oh, Torso is a great one. Yeah, Torso was a good one. That looked good. That looked really good. You know what's funny about Torso? I filmed a review for that, and I accidentally deleted it. So somewhere I was supposed to review that, and I did it, and I edited it, and then I accidentally deleted it. That sucked. And I just didn't feel like refilming it because there was too much stuff I had to get into. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Like they knocked it out of the park in 20, but I still think they did enough this year to earn them a number two. Yeah, 10 Star was good. I like 10 Star. The Man from Uncle. Yep. They also did that Fear is the Key movie. I enjoyed that one too. It was a good kind of chase road movie. And Murphy's War. That was a good one too. Arrow VS needs to announce over the top 4K. Yeah, I could see VS doing that, like a VSU. Oh yeah, Basket Case was a good one. Basket Case was a good one. Heathers, they did Heathers too. Yeah, Warner just annihilated this year, in my opinion, for catalog 4Ks, unlike any other studio. You know, maybe you could say Sony because of the box sets and everything. But what did Universal do? Jaws 3 and Jaws the Revenge? And then they re-released the classic monsters. Like, and not to shit on Universal because Universal like licensed their stuff out. Like they licensed tons of stuff to Shout Factory, Arrow Video. Like they license a lot. So I like Universal. If you don't want to put it out yourself, fine, but at least give it to somebody. And they do that. So I'm not trying to shit on Universal, but if we're talking about Universal, proper the studio, what they did and what they put out. It wasn't much. It wasn't much. And then, Disney, of course, they did a couple things here and there. I'm hoping they have a better 2025 stuff like Con Air, Armageddon. Like that would definitely elevate them. If they do those releases right, Con Air and Armageddon, like if they do them right, that might be enough to get them in my top 10 next year. That might be enough. That might be enough. They did. They did. Yeah, but you still got to count it because they did it overseas, so it's still Warner Brothers all there. We go worldwide, because I talk about Umbrella, Second Sight. Those are UK and Australia. Sweet. Terminator, Nightmare, North by Northwest, Blazing Saddles, Searchers, Purple Rain. I mean, how could you argue with that lineup? You know, you can't. Let's see. Arrow is the king. Yep, they're the king of the boutiques. Um, Warner Bros. Is good at number one. Mad Max Anthology set was excellent. They have black and chrome edition. Oh yeah, they did that big box set, and they did that. They did Godzilla X Kong too, and they did a big box set for those as well. Yeah. Let's see. We are definitely lucky. We are definitely lucky. Mid-level torso cut. Yeah, it may come back. I watched the Bike Riders last night. I watched the 4K that I got in the Amazon sale. That was a good movie. I enjoyed that quite a bit. I don't know if it was like one of my favorites of last year, if I'd put it like in my top 10 or something, but I really enjoyed it. Um, it had a nice like made in the 90s vibe. I know it was set in like the 50s, 60s, but it felt like a movie that was made in the 90s. And I love that era. Um, and I love movies that are set in like the 50s and 60s too. So it, yeah, it was a good movie. I liked it a lot. I thought everybody was great in it. Thought everybody was great. Oh, nice. Terrorvision. Terrorvision. Yeah. If I would have got that Rumpelstiltskin, like, who knows? Maybe they would have made it in there. But Frogman was good. I like Frogman. Yeah, Kino did so much. Like how many the Kino cult stuff? They went up to like in the 20s or something. Yeah, I need to get a backup. I'm just filming all this stuff on my phone, guys. So I've got no backups. I'm gonna try to improve this year. What's up, dude? Who loves movies? $5 super chat. Thank you so much, man. What's up, everyone? Don't forget the roundhouse kick, that like button. Kenny is the man. Let's hear some John and some Lovitz. Enjoy the show. There's my John Lovitz. There's my John Lovitz. John Lovitz is kind of tainted for me now. No, I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it. Bike Riders is underrated. Yeah, it was really good. It was really good. I liked it. I liked it. Criterion's got a good start. They do have a good start. Yeah, he was good. Everybody's him and that girl that was in the last duel. What's her name? Their accents are like so like over the top, but in a good way. They felt legitimate, but I mean Austin Butler was great too, but like those two in particular just had these really like distinct. I don't know what you call it, like mid. They're definitely were they like in Michigan or Wisconsin or something up in that area, Midwestern accents. Is that what you would say? Uh, but they were good. They were good in it, especially her, which again I'm blanking on her name. But I know she was in Free Guy. She was in The Last Duel. She's a great actress. Jodie Comer. Yep, that's it. But like, yeah, she was she was good. She was really good. Very very like exaggerated and over the top, but in like a good way. In like a good way. Yeah, I enjoyed that film. All right, guys, we're out of here. I went longer than I wanted to, like I always do. But I appreciate you guys joining. Let me do a recap of the list real quick if anybody missed it. Um, let's see. Number 10 was Paramount. Number 9 was Criterion. Number 8 was Screen Factory. Number 7 was Umbrella. Number 6 was Vinegar Syndrome. Number 5 was Kino Lorber. Number 4 was Sony. Number 3 was Second Sight. Number 2 was Arrow Video. And number 1 was Warner Brothers. So there you go. That's it. That's it. Thank you all so much for being here. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever the hell you guys want to do. Have a great rest of your night, great rest of your week. I don't know what I got coming out tomorrow. Something will be coming out tomorrow. Maybe my umbrella updates. I don't know. But I do have a Cell 4K review coming soon. Yeah, we got stuff coming. All right. Always got stuff coming. Thank you all for watching. And we'll see you next time. Enjoy the show.